Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Mantor Jackson here, bringing you guys another video, and this is going to be a tag video. And this tag was started by SpideyFan78CT, and he wants you to show 25 overlooked or undervalued key issues. And just a reminder, some of these books may be 20, 30, 40, even $50 books, and just because they're expensive doesn't mean that they aren't underpriced or overlooked. And these are in no significant order. The first book I'll be showing is Adventure Comics number 229. This is the first Silver Age appearance of Aquaman. And I know that there is another issue that seems to be where the market is putting their money at, but that book is his first Silver Age origin, and I think this one is like 30 or 40 issues before that one, and I think it's really undervalued. It is a little bit harder to find than that other Adventure Comics issue also, and really awesome cover. I'm gonna try to speed it up because my last video was, when I tried to do this, was 30 minutes, so yeah, this one will be maybe like a 20-minute video. But here's Doctor Strange number 169. This is the first, this is like where the Strange Tales goes to the Doctor Strange series, and this is his origin. And I know what you guys are thinking in your head, yes, this book is already expensive, but I think this book has some room to grow, because at the D23 they showed some concept art, and from what I've heard, it's absolutely amazing. And Doctor Strange is going to be one of the most visually stunning movies that Marvel has done yet. And I think once that first trailer pops up, even similar to how Guardians did, how some of their books were already pricey, but once that trailer dropped, everything went up. And I think the same thing is going to go for this book. And this book has just an amazing cover, this Doctor Strange 169. But here is Swamp Thing number 1. Now, I think this book is overlooked, mostly because that House of Secrets 92, that has the first appearance of the first Swamp Thing, and this has the first appearance of the second one. And the one that appears in this issue is the one that you mostly see in comic books. Whenever you see a Swamp Thing issue hanging on the rack, it's usually not hanging on the rack, just on the rack. This Swamp Thing is usually the one that you always see. And I'm not saying at all that House of Secrets book should be worth any less. I'm saying this one should be worth a lot more. And just to put in preference how cheap this book is, this is a 7.0, and I got it for 35 bucks off of eBay. So you know that this book is not going for a ton of money. And yeah, this book was actually supposed to go in my next haul, and I still will show it in my next haul, because I know some of you guys might not, maybe someone might not watch this, but might watch my other haul. But yeah, this book is so deserving in this video that I thought that I would show it. Yeah, here's Superman Man of Steel number 18. Now, first of all, awesome cover. I love how he's punching in the comics code, and the date and everything is kind of like falling down. But yeah, this is the first appearance of Doomsday, and I do really think you guys should go pick up the book, because it is still a $20 book. And I realize that it kind of has a little bit of an overprinting, I believe, but this book is really undervalued, because us right now, we are used to seeing characters die and be brought back to life, such as Deadpool. Recently, I think Wolverine died, Superman. But at the time, Superman dying was just a crazy event in comics, and just changed comics forever. And Doomsday, of course, was the one that killed him, and he's one of the reasons he's famous is for that. And I do think he'll appear in Batman v Superman, because if you watch near the end of the trailer, the amazing Batman v Superman trailer, Lex Luthor is narrating, and he says something, I think, to the effect of God versus man, day versus night. And when he says that, Superman is using his laser eye vision, and the beams are really thin. But when you see Batman dodge it, the beams are really thick, and they're like just very wide. And it seems like Superman wouldn't maybe do that to Batman, even if they are, you know, at odds with each other in a fight or whatever. So I do think he'll appear there. And yeah, he's just an awesome villain to really think that you guys should be on the lookout for the book, because mark my words, one day that book will get hot. Okay, so here is here, let me move these out of the way. Sorry if you guys can't see the full book, but I just couldn't find the perfect angle to record in. But there's Batman Beyond #1, and Batman Beyond has such a cool premise, and he's he's just an awesome character overall, and ever since a kid I've loved him, and I think maybe kids from my generation, comic collectors from my generation will also steer towards this book because I've noticed it with a lot of stuff that I collect. It's from TV shows that I watched when I was a kid, and I think that'll do the same with other kids of my generation and other generations that have seen this show. So yeah, check out this book. Awesome cover too. I think it has a little bit of a lower print run too. Not like rare, but like a little bit harder to find. Okay, here is Crisis on Infinite Earths #6, and maybe the reason this book doesn't go for a lot of money is because there's kind of a confusion on what's his first appearance, and yeah, some say one book is or another and another, but yeah, I think this is his first appearance, and Anti-Monitor is such a badass villain. I mean, I'm surprised his book is still a dollar book because he's like Thanos and Darkseid level. Like that's how big of a and great of a threat he is to our favorite DC characters. And yeah, just a few dollar book. I think I got it for like 50 cents last year, and you never know. Maybe he could be a Justice League villain, and he was also, even though he didn't do a ton in the Jeff Johns Green Lantern run, or at least of what I read, he was a great side character, and I could easily see him being a Sinestro Corps member in the Green Lantern Corps and in a Justice League movie. So check out that book. Okay, so here's Booster Gold #1. Definitely awesome book. I was very excited to get this one, and when I picked it out of the dollar bin, I was really just surprised by how little this book goes for. I think it's still like a $15, $20 book, and Booster Gold is a really awesome character. I'm really interested in like time travel, and I think that stuff is really sweet, and it's not that overused with comic book characters. And for the Legend of Tomorrow show, they actually weren't going to use Rip Hunter. They were going to use Booster Gold, but Zack Snyder was actually planning to do something with Booster Gold. So, from what he's said in interviews, it seems like he really loves the character. So I honestly do think that we'll see him in a movie. And he did have a Easter egg in Man of Steel that was really hard to spot, but he did have one in there. And just an awesome character. And if you guys want a recommended read, go check out 52 Booster Gold. Very cool series with him and Rip Hunter. I think Rip Hunter's his son. Yeah. But here is Justice League #64, the first, some say either Silver Age appearance, first Silver Age appearance of Red Tornado, or his just first overall appearance. But regardless, I think you should be getting this book. It's an early Silver Age issue with a badass cover, badass character, and it doesn't fetch that much money, so I do think you should check it out. I'm actually pretty excited today, guys, because I ended up getting my license today, and I'll be able to go more on Craigslist, and not a lot of stuff on Craigslist pops up, but now I really won't have to ask, my dad or my brother to bring me, and it's not like I can drive 4 hours away, but an hour or so, yeah, so I can try to do more Craigslist stuff. But yeah, here's Omega Man #3, the first appearance of Lobo. And yeah, this book has already got a push many of times, and it is starting to raise in price, but I do think it needs an extra push because this book is still like a $5 book, and Lobo is one of those awesome characters. Once again, with the thing about future collectors going after characters that appeared in their favorite TV shows, and yeah, Lobo wasn't just the Justice League cartoon. I do think he's a badass character and would love to see him get a spotlight somewhere and the recognition he deserves. Next one is Shade the Changing Man. This book only goes for a very little. You can see I got it for 99 cents, and he is a cool character, and this is his first appearance. I think he's a member of the JLA, Justice League Dark, so yeah, check that out. This one may be on the rise soon. Next one is Marvel .1 #1. Now, beware, don't be going after the Nick Fury one. That's a completely different issue. But this is the first full appearance of Kamala Khan, and the reason I think it's undervalued is I think she's one of the better new Marvel characters done in recent years. Like, to me, Spider Gwen is, I don't know, like, I know she has a good fan base, but honestly, I just kind of hate what they're doing. How about instead of making a female Thor or a female, even though I realize she's Spider Gwen, basically a female Spider Man, and they were gonna do a female Blade. How about you just make it an all new original character? And honestly, it just kind of gets on my nerves that they're doing that. And yeah, but as you guys know, she is the one of the Miss Marvels. But I do think that she's well done, unlike Spider Gwen and female Thor. And I actually like her more than Captain Marvel and Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel later on. And yeah, she's one of the more well done Marvel heroes in the last little bit, in my opinion. And this issue does go for $10, while her first issue, some people ask for like $50, and sometimes they get it. So that's really crazy. Here's Wonder Woman #1. Now, just the cover is enough for, I think, so that someone should go out and get this book. Absolutely love the cover. Sometimes a cover can be overcrowded with too many things, but this time it looks absolutely amazing. Awesome cover. And this is like where Perez did his like reimaginings of like the Wonder Woman mythos and all her characters and villains. And this is like what some consider a first modern appearance. And it does also have and include the first armored Ares appearance. And his armor is absolutely badass. I first saw it in Injustice, and I didn't know about that character, and it was awesome. And once again, with the whole concept of people going to get books after they see him in like their favorite TV show, maybe from the Injustice game, people will go look after his first appearance in the future. But yeah, I do think it's very underrated, especially with Wonder Woman's huge involvement in the future and upcoming DC movies. Very surprised this book doesn't get enough love. Now, I know this is technically like breaking the rules or whatever, but I'm just going to count this as one book. Infinite Crisis 3 and 5. The first appearance of Jaime Reyes on the right, and on the left, this first appearance is Blue Beetle. And first of all, look at this amazing cover. That thing is beautiful. And to give you a preference on how cheap this is, this one was about $3 to $5, and this one was like $5 to $6. And now this is signed by George Perez, so you know this book is should be worth more. I just love the way that Blue Beetle is drawn in Batman and Booster Gold. And Jaime Reyes, I like Ted Kord, and him and Jaime are kind of tied. I like him in different ways, and I think that I know I've already said this 5 times, but the whole thing about the cartoon shows, or the animated series, and how that might pique interest in some people and they later collect their first appearance of the character. That rule applies to this because this character was in Young Justice, I believe. So go pick out these. Absolutely love this cover. And these are only like a couple $1 books. Next one is House of Mystery. I think we're doing okay timing. House of Mystery #143. I don't know like the complete like significance, but I think it's basically where Martian Manhunter takes over the series. And I think this is very undervalued because besides, we all know that Martian Manhunter's first appearance is a buck, like just so much money. It's like a holy grail. It's like a couple thousand. I think it's like $1,000 book, or at least in like the 500s. And his first and second appearance are really hot. So this is like one of the next best things you can get. Awesome early. I think this is Silver Age book, and awesome. I think a really funky and cool looking cover. I think Spidey Fan 78 CT also was the one that kind of pointed that book to most people. Here is Green Lantern #25. Now, this book is arguably the most underrated book on this whole entire video, and I don't know, I think maybe the reason that it's more undervalued is because you have to read the storyline and everything to kind of appreciate it more. But this is the first appearance of the Red Lantern Corps, I think maybe the Orange Lantern Corps, the Blue Lantern Corps, the Indigo Lantern Corps. And yeah, just for those reasons alone, I'd get the book. And also, it has the first appearance of Monk, Indigo 1, Atrocitus, who's already an awesome villain in my opinion. And the first appearance of Saint Walker also, I love him. The Blue Lantern Corps, one of my favorite. I don't know if I already mentioned it, but Blue Lantern's first appearance in here, and Arkillo I think also makes his debut in here, and he's basically Kilowatt but for the Sinestro Corps. And yeah, this book is, I just can't express how undervalued it is. And one day, this book is gonna be, I think, like a $30 book. Like, I'm really surprised this book isn't already a $15 book. Please do yourself the favor of going out and get that book. Speaking of Green Lantern, we have Green Lantern 48, and once again, it's kind of breaking the rule, but there's also 51. I kind of as the same because this is his first, Kyle Rayner's first appearance, and his first appearance as a Green Lantern. But I think he gets overshadowed because we all love Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner and John Stewart, but I don't think Kyle Rayner gets enough love. He's a really, I think he's one of the most unique Green Lanterns also. He's actually a graphic design artist, and he's actually my second favorite. I kind of flip-flop on who is like on my list of favorite Green Lanterns, but right now he's my second favorite because of what I've been reading about him. And yeah, he's just an awesome character, and I'm really, it just baffles me that he doesn't get the love that I think that he deserves. The only thing, though, I didn't like, if you guys read Injustice, which to me is one of the best things DC has done in years, Injustice was great, but I don't really know, I don't really like, this isn't a spoiler because this takes up a couple panels, and it's not going to ruin your whole reading Injustice and experience, but they kind of kill Kyle Rayner off, and I didn't really like how they did that, but yeah, here's Tales of the Green Lantern Corps 2, the first appearance of Necron. He's a villain that was responsible, I think he was responsible for the whole Blackest Night storyline, but yeah, really underrated book. That was like a dollar book. Green Lantern number 59, the first appearance of, you guys have probably seen like 5 Green Lantern books in a row, but yeah, that's the first appearance of Guy Gardner. And I think this gets overshadowed by John Stewart's first appearance because him and John Stewart are like the only affordable Silver Age, and I think John's first appearance is in the Bronze Age, but basically Bronze and Silver Age Green Lanterns that are actually affordable, because we all know Hal Jordan's is up in price. But I think this one doesn't get a lot of love because it's being overshadowed. And to me, I like Guy Gardner a little bit more than John Stewart, because don't get me wrong, I really love John Stewart. He's an awesome character, but at times he's kind of, every Green Lantern has something special about him, whether it be like Hal Jordan's sarcasticness, and John Stewart is kind of a little bit of, I don't want to say boring, but he kind of is just kind of, you guys know what I mean. And Guy Gardner, he's like one of those jackasses and that you absolutely love. I mean, there's this great panel from a Justice League book where he wants to be in the Justice League, and I think Batman says no because he's kind of crazy or a lunatic, and this is in the Watchtower and in space, and he puts his ass cheeks against the window and basically like moons everybody. And yeah, that's what I like about him, and he's a cool character too and doesn't get enough love. Here's Forever People. Let me try to speed this up. Forever People number 1, the first full appearance of Darkseid. I know that there is that Jimmy Olsen book that gets a lot of attention but once again, that book is his first cameo, and I realize cameos are important, but it is only his cameo, and he does only appear on, I think, a TV screen, and this is his first full appearance. And Darkseid, if there wasn't no Darkseid, there wouldn't be a Thanos, whatever you want to pronounce it. And I just think this character is very important to DC and even to Marvel in a way, with Thanos being I don't want to say a copy, because being a copy, or like the more borrowed inspiration is what I'm trying to say, but yeah, very important book. And I think you can get it for like $50 in fine condition, which I realize $50 is a lot of money, but still, for Darkseid, I think that's well worth it. Here's a Flash 155, the first appearance of the Rogues. I'm really, this book, I'm surprised isn't going for a lot more, because most Silver Age Flash books are going like so expensive, like Captain Boomerang, like Captain Boomerang, Heatwave is going for a little, Captain sorry, I keep repeating. What I'm trying to say is Reverse Flash, Captain Boomerang, Trickster, Heatwave. Those ones are all going more than this book, and I'm just surprised because all those characters, excluding Reverse Flash, actually form up as a team in this issue. I'm really surprised this book doesn't go for a more awesome cover. Silver Age Flash book. Everyone loves Silver Age Flash, so yeah, go get this book. Sorry, I got lost in like my trail of thought. Here's DC Comics Presents number 27. This is the first appearance of Mongol. Very undervalued book. I got this thing for 50 cents, so in a dollar, it was in a 50-cent bin, I believe. So that kind of puts into perspective how cheap this book goes for. And the beautiful thing about Mongol is he can appear in like any movie. And what I mean by that is in Man of Steel 2, he could be the villain. In Green Lantern, the Green Lantern Corps movie, he could be a villain. He could also have the Sinestro Corps ring, but technically that's the second Mongol, but still. He could even appear in a Martian Manhunter movie if they ever did that. He could appear in the Justice League movie. That's the beauty of the character. He can appear in like all over the board, all in those DC cinematic universe movies. And I do think this book will get its due one day. Here's Brave and the Bold number 85, the reimagining, Neil Adams reimagining of Green Arrow. And I do think this book is really undervalued because, to me, Green Arrow before this looked like a Boy Scout uniform that was painted green and it was holding a bow and arrow. I think he looked, quite frankly, like a little pussy. And I think he looks actually badass in this. And it's surprising because Neil Adams stuff is through the roof. Any Neil Adams Batman book people are asking like $20, $15 for, just for no reason besides the point that it's a Neil Adams issue. And with this one, this thing is going for like $10, $15, at the most $20 in fine condition. And I just think it should get some more play. It's just an awesome book. I'm very happy to have it in my collection. Here's Batman Vengeance of Bane number 1. Very surprised this book doesn't get enough love. The first appearance of Bane, and he's once again a very special character because he has he's one of the best physical challenges against Batman, and one of the best mental challenges against Batman because he is very intelligent. And you think that someone as strong and big as him would be stupid, but no, he's actually very intelligent. And he famously broke Batman's back, and I do think that this book should be worth more because it does only go for $20 to $30 in fine VF condition. So I think that book should get some more love. Here's Avengers number 8, the first appearance of Kang the Conqueror, and I do think this book should get some more love. It's an early Silver Age Avengers issue. Awesome, very colorful cover, and it's the first appearance of a badass character. One of the most things that people complain about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I do admit I'm one of the people that kind of complain about this, is that Marvel, the Cinematic Universe, hasn't really showed any good villains besides Kingpin on Netflix and Loki in the movies. And I think Kang would be like a great villain to be in an Avengers movie, and I think he's just an awesome character. Even if Fox owns his rights, because it's kind of confusing on where he would land as far as rights go. He could be an X-Men villain and instead of a Fantastic Four, because we all know they aren't going to do anything with the Fantastic Four for a while. Yeah, he could just be in either of the studio's movies, so I do think you should check it out. He has like a long, convoluted backstory that I don't know how to explain because it's kind of weird. But here's Action 340. Now, awesome cover. I think this is a Curt Swan, not 100% sure, but absolutely love this cover. It also looks amazing in the Mylar because these colors pop. The first appearance of Parasite. He's a very this is a very underlooked or overlooked, book in my opinion. He is a really badass villain, and the awesome thing about him is he doesn't need to be he isn't a Doomsday or General Zod type, and they aren't as strong as he isn't as strong as Superman, but his powers make him a great threat to Superman, which I think is awesome. And I just think that this book should be worth a lot more. I think it's only a $15 to $20 book, so be on the lookout for that one. And yeah, that is the end of my tag video. I think you can just do it if you want. You don't have to be tagged by anybody, so go ahead. If you want to do it, I believe you can do that. And be on the lookout for the next few videos. I have some crazy books coming out. I mean, I got, honestly, I'd say um, two to, I think about two personal holy grails for my collection. So be on the lookout in the next couple of videos, and hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys continue to put out amazing hauls because everyone's been stepping up their game lately. Hope you guys have a good one. See you guys later.